Hopefully everyone is doing absolutely amazing today, right? Wow, I just realized that, oh no, Asia and BJ just went live also at the same time. Ah. Oh, man. All right. Hopefully you guys are doing absolutely amazing though, guys. If I would have known they were going live, I would have waited. Hello, everyone. Well, hello, Bianca, Martin. Hopefully you guys are doing absolutely amazing. We're going to go ahead and wait to stay a little longer, roughly, say 3 minutes, right? Or so. Then we'll go ahead and actually start the process here. Hobo Slapper, hello. Joseph, hello. Rich Wagner, hello. Hopefully you guys are doing amazing. Yes, apologies. Hello, guys and girls. Guys and girls. Let's just say that. Donkey, 420. What's up, man? Nothing much. Just the ceiling at this particular time. Ready to watch this, right? There are a lot of weird people that do weird things. You know, to people's Ring cameras, apparently. And I cannot wait to encounter it. If you guys are just coming in, if you guys can go ahead and hit that like button, it helps us spread the stream, right? Let's see what we have here. I think we're almost ready. And obviously we are in the education segment of YouTube today. Oh yeah, I definitely cannot wait. We haven't literally. I think the last time I actually did any type of like scary content on the channel was probably, bro. I think I was at like 200 subs back. Well, the last time I did this, guys. I thought the TV was your real bedroom. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. The Juice Man. How are you doing, sir? Things are doing great. Things are going great. 1 more minute. Lupe Fiasco's new album. Wait, hold on. Lupe Fiasco has a new album. What do you mean? Yeah, I think it was about a year ago, maybe. I can check actually, but I know it's been a very long time since I've done any like scary content. It's been a very, very long time. I think it's honestly too long. Let's see. Let's get an exact number, guys. June. Wow. Yeah, the last time we've done this actually was July 21st. No, 28th. No, August 11th was the last time we've done this, guys. August 11th. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Like, did Shark Tank, like, seriously, for real, decline that deal? Because that should have been absolutely amazing. Drill music in Zion. Let's see. In Zion. Like New Lupe? I don't mind New Lupe at all, actually. Only 10 tracks, too. I'll check it out. Let's see, guys. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm ready for this. Absolutely. Let's check it out.
This is a part 3 to the scariest things caught on doorbell cameras. And once again, by the end of the video, you may consider getting one yourself.
Right. Let's get it.
In this footage that a viewer sent me, a person can be seen crouch walking towards his front door through his doorbell camera. The person was wearing a hat, face mask, and sunglasses, allowing none of his face to be seen. After trying to open the front door and failing, the person starts to fiddle with the doorbell, noticing it's a video doorbell, so he probably tries to take it off.
Right. Yeah, but normally they're like locked in very well. I appreciate that, Joseph. Absolutely.
That when he realized that he couldn't get the doorbell unmounted without a special screwdriver, he started to hold his hand in front of the camera after ringing the bell. The viewer told me that this happened at 2 in the morning, and so when he heard his doorbell and ring notification go off, he instantly went to his phone to check who was at the door, only to see exactly what you're seeing. The man then walked past the doorbell to the side of the house, and by this point, the homeowner was on the phone with 911 reporting the incident. While on the phone with 911, the homeowner heard the doorknob to the side entrance door being fiddled with, and this was a door that he had been known to leave unlocked accidentally from time to time.
Wow.
However, luckily on this night, that wasn't the case.
No, sadly, but hey, the Juice Man, no, I don't have a Ring camera yet, but I feel like I need to go buy one right now, though.
The intruder couldn't simply walk in through either door. He started to say hello repeatedly through the door, in an off-putting tone that sounded so overly friendly that it was creepy. The 911 operator told the homeowner not to open the door or to even acknowledge the person. The person would then start to bang on the door for a few moments until seemingly giving up.
It seems like it's I mean, I don't know where this happened at, but like if it was in like a place that has like a castle like the castle doctrine in place, guys. All right. Be safe out there.
The police showed up but couldn't help out much based on the video. Later that night, the homeowner received another notification that there was movement at his front door. When he checked the video feed, he couldn't see anyone. He still has no idea who was under that mask and glasses.
Right. That's weird, guys.
This following footage was also captured by a viewer's doorbell camera at their old house, which is still active while he tries to sell it.
Yeah,
One morning at around 4:30 a.m., his cameras detected a man running from across the street from his neighbor's home, across his front yard, and up to his front door. The man was naked, with one of his hands blocking his privates.
What?
The footage was caught from 2 angles. He was arrested a short while later by local police and was apparently high on crystal meth.
Right.
He had removed his clothing.
I don't doubt that. I definitely don't doubt that, bro.
Due to a fear of snakes being inside of his clothes, and he was running around the neighborhood knocking on doors and ringing doorbells yelling for help.
Bro.
The neighborhood is reportedly pretty quiet. The homeowner never had any sort of issues before this. In his words, he ran up my front yard onto my front porch and rang the doorbell. For the next minute or so, he was ringing the doorbell and knocking while pacing back and forth. He looked panicked, and his expression drifted from someone in pain to a look of pure crazy, and at one point said he needs help.
Right.
After that, he ran off back into the night.
Right.
The guy was picked up by an officer around 5 a.m., not far from his house.
All right, so we have a naked man running around the neighborhood, banging on doors. Obviously intoxicated on something, right? Thinking that he had snakes in his clothes.
This footage is why you always check who's at your door before you open it,
right.
Especially if you have a doorbell camera. If someone who you don't know shows up to your door late at night, don't open it. Unfortunately, in this video, that's exactly what this homeowner did. Around 10 p.m. one night, a suspicious look...
I will never open a door at nighttime. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter who you are.
Looking hooded man approaches the front door of a random house rather quickly and aggressively, and he right away tries to open the door. After realizing it's locked, he goes to ring the doorbell.
Hey, Cynical D, I appreciate that, bro.
Disappointingly, the homeowner opens the door rather quickly instead of checking who's at his door at this hour first.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Who are you? Everybody knows. How are you? Good. You need to leave. How far?
Bruh.
Out there. What's the stairs?
That's a no. That's a no for me, guys.
That's those stairs here. Come on, where are you going? What's the stairs? Goodbye, Q.
Just let him finish that violent, forceful entry. If you know, you know, guys. Bro.
The homeowner was likely too trusting a person, which put
Right.
him in danger. Even his initial hi to the stranger at his door sounded overly friendly, considering the man was already creeping in the second the door was opened.
Hello.
The homeowner pushes the man out, causing him to punch the glass of the door before it's even fully closed. The man then stands there for another minute or so, fiddling with the doorknob a few times.
Oh, wow,
The rest
guys.
of the footage is cut off. The dialogue is near impossible to completely make out, but it seemed the man was under the influence of drugs or alcohol and was
That was obvious.
likely attempting to burglarize the home. The homeowner called the police, but the man was gone by the time they arrived. It's unknown if he was found. This image
No.
was posted from the owner of a Ring camera and a Facebook group to caution others. The woman warned in her post to beware a strange man wearing a white
No.
mask lurking around the neighborhood after her camera caught him trying to look into her home a little after 10 p.m. one night. The woman
Wow.
said, "I just want my neighbors to be aware and safe. Please, if possible, share this post. Screenshots are welcome." Not sure what colors he was wearing, but had a hoodie and jeans on. The disturbing picture shows the man in the mask looking directly into the camera. This is exactly the type of image that you'd never want or expect to see come up on your doorbell camera footage. But it's also the kind of image that would make you sure as hell grateful that you have it. Neighbors
Yeah,
of
no.
the woman also reported seeing the man walking around and approached their front doors.
Right.
Thankfully, no one opened the door to him.
Never, guys. Absolutely never.
On May 1st, 2020, around
Like, if this is not helping you realize that you should probably never open your door, I don't know what else will help you.
9:40 p.m., around the beginning of the COVID lockdown, a 45-year-old dad, Raymond Hawkins, opened the door to who he believed to be a delivery driver dropping off a parcel.
Oh, wow.
Due to new methods of delivery at the time because of COVID, the alleged delivery driver backed away from the front door to supposedly keep his distance and claimed he needed to take a picture of the package at the doorstep, something many delivery drivers must do for more expensive packages. At this time, the father had his guard down due to the fact that he had no idea the man in front of him wasn't a delivery driver, and that he was in fact part of a gang that was about to storm into his house, all of whom armed with knives.
Absolutely not, guys. See, this is why I don't open the door. This is just why I don't do it. Oh yeah, Joseph, I remember that story. Yeah, say his name louder on the camera, bro.
Christopher Sargent, the fake delivery driver, lunges at Raymond with a knife and attacks him when he goes to pick up the package, while three other masked men follow from behind. Muffled cries come from the house, as there's a struggle between Raymond, his wife, and the robbers.
Wow.
The robbers are only in the house for a few moments before being seen fleeing the house with thousands of dollars worth of items. Raymond and his son suffered non-life-threatening injuries, while his sons were described to be worse. Two of the culprits would be arrested.
Wow.
Anthony Lascelles and Christopher Sargent, who were both charged with aggravated burglary and possession of a knife. The other two culprits were never found. One thing
Yeah, they absolutely deserve a little more than prison time, guys.
that can be learned from a lot of these videos is that some people will go to crazy lengths to trick other people. The major red flag in this case was that the supposed
And most likely the house was being watched.
delivery was taking place at
Yes.
9:40 p.m.
Also, guys, if you're just coming in, can you please go ahead and like the stream? Helps a whole lot, guys.
which is way past the time any notable delivery company will deliver packages, usually the latest being 7 p.m. On April 10th, 2020, this was the footage taken by the Ring doorbell of a viewer's friend Kayla in a small California town. Kayla was being stalked by her crazy former friend Thomas, who became obsessed with her over time and would constantly express his alleged love for her, despite her telling him numerous times.
Oh, so we have a stalker, guys.
The week that this footage was taken, Kayla was bombarded with texts and voicemails from Thomas. And as you can see, if you care to pause the video and read some of the texts.
And I'm sorry this upset you. I genuinely hope you have good days no matter what. Okay, I'm glad to see you're yourself again. I'm glad you're okay too. That was scary and I thought I lost you as my friend. It's okay. It wasn't the worst. I want to still help you in any way I can. Thanks for apologizing. I know it was genuine.
It starts with what seems to be Kayla accepting his apology for his behavior. However, as the texts and voicemails just keep coming in, she begins to realize how
Hold on.
crazy he may be. What you're about to hear are some audio clips from different voicemails he's left on her phone after she had stopped answering.
Oh, we got some. Oh.
Hey, Kayla. Listen, I want to make sure you're not too worried about what happened at the party last week. I had an amazing time, and I think you're goddamn beautiful. And I'm sorry I got so sick. I wanted to come be with you while you were getting ready, and I was just so totally out of it, and I'm sorry. God, I think I might love you, and I'm sorry. And I'm gonna give you some space. And I want to be there for you and be there for you, and I can't get you out of my fucking head, and I want to be there for you. God damn it. So fucking god damn it. And all I can do is think of you and want to be with you, and I want to be with you. I want to be your Flynn Rider, and I want to be everything to you. God damn it, babe. You're fucking amazing. You are amazing. You're my knight in shining armor, and I'm so fucking terrified of you. And God, I love you so much. So much. Please call me back. No, I lied. I'm not going to give you some space. I'm sorry. I'm coming over. I know you're up and thinking about me. I'm sorry. I'm fucking God. I'm not sorry. God, I'm coming over. Fucking, I'm already driving. I've been driving the whole time. God damn it. I'm coming over. Fucking, I'm not going to give you space. I know you called me back. I saw that. Yep. I know you're up thinking about me. God damn it. Oh, God damn it. I'm coming over. One way or another, I'm coming over. Fucking whatever, however, whatever. God, I'm coming over. I'll see ya. I'll be there in like 10 minutes or whatever. Whatever. I'm coming over right now. Damn it. I'll see ya. Bye. I love you.
Right. No, don't come over, bro. Right? Let my daughter tell me that someone is calling them like this. All right? Please don't let that happen. First, all right, let's not go with an emotional response. Immediately call the police. You need well-documented things, right? You should be looking at, creating documents, a paper trail of this nonsense.
Rough road, oh, it's a rough road. Fuck you, Kayla. I am fucking crazy, god damn it. Fuck you. I'll drive into the field. God damn it.
Right.
Are you like that, son?
Okay.
Fuck you, Kayla. I am goddamn crazy. I'm
Right.
crazy for you, god damn it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
Right.
I'll do it for you. I am crazy.
Right.
Oh, that was a big up. That was a big up. We just don't know.
Oh, no, guys.
All right.
Okay.
I'll settle.
Right.
Anything for you, my queen. Anything for you. I'll settle.
What's wrong with this
My
man?
phone is dying anyway. I'm still going to drive by your house in the middle of the night, though. And I dare you not to have your blinds open to check. I'm crazy. Maybe you'll never know if I did it. I'll do it.
Oh, my God, bro.
Footage of him showing up to Kayla's house was right after one of his phone calls saying he's coming over, even though it was clear by this point she wanted nothing to do with him.
Exactly.
Eventually, Kayla and her friend Ravon would find out that Thomas wasn't even his real name. His real name is Matthew. He'd been using the fake name Thomas Castle, which was a reference to the Marvel character The Punisher. Thomas was a reference to Thomas Jane, the second actor to play the Punisher, and Castle was a reference to Frank Castle, the Punisher's last name. The fact alone that he had been using a fake name with his friend and supposed...
Guys, definitely a little more. Just a little more than padded walls.
Love of his life was already a huge red flag, and maybe a sign that he was hiding something in his life. The ring footage was taken at 2 in the morning, and after leaving, he would go on to send some more texts, which would progressively get angrier. 4 days after this footage was taken, Kayla and her friend went to the police and filed for a restraining order.
4 days? 4 days.
He left her alone about a month or so after the restraining order was put into place. Kayla blocked his number and blocked him on social media, and reportedly he basically disappeared from the world, and no one knows where he is now.
Right. All right, guys. So that was number 1. Guys, I don't know, guys. The whole scenario was absolutely terrifying. I personally would not want anyone I know to be going through something like that, guys. But we shall continue, guys. We will continue. A metal jacket. Good call, guys. Good call. Number 12.
This video was captured by a Reddit user's doorbell camera.
Let's get it.
He claims to have woken up to his dog going crazy outside, followed by a notification from the app Ring, saying motion was detected at his door. Upon opening the app, he's greeted to nothing but an eyeball looking directly into his camera, and a man whispering and mumbling to himself.
Oh, that's... Man, listen. But can you imagine this? Can you imagine this, guys? Hello from Kennesaw, Georgia. Hello.
He proceeds to knock and ring the doorbell. He then begins trying his luck at the doorknob and window, all the while still mumbling and whispering to himself.
D-heck, I think so.
After the homeowner threatens to call the police, the man gets defensive and claims he was just looking for his dog, conveniently named Fido.
Fido.
Okay, I was just looking for my dog, Fido.
That is not believable. You guys realize that's not... I'm just looking for my dog, Fido. All right.
Whoa. You don't have to get all like that and stuff, honey. You know, we could be friends.
We could be friends, bro. No. No friends.
In this video, we see a man seemingly waiting to be led into a house.
In daylight.
Whether it's his house or not is unknown.
Broad daylight.
As he waits by the door, a strange animal-like transparent figure can be seen floating towards the door, and as it reaches and passes the man, he turns, possibly reacting to a sound he may have heard.
Okay, that was kind of scary. Let's run that back.
Figure can be seen floating towards the door, and as it reaches and passes the man, he turns, possibly reacting to a sound he may have heard.
I don't know, guys. I don't know about that one. That was weird.
These are 2 clips that were likely taken back during the entire clown epidemic of 2016.
Oh,
in this first clip, we see someone dressed as a clown wielding a small sword, lurking around by the front door for a bit and running off after ringing the doorbell.
An ascended being. Stargate references.
Similarly, in this next clip, someone dressed as a clown can be seen standing in the distance, looking at the front door. After a while, he approaches the door, seems to stare into the doorbell camera for a few seconds.
Guys, this era in like our history is probably the strangest of them, right? Those like scary killer clown things, guys. I don't know.
And walks away.
It was weird.
Whether these were pranks meant to scare the homeowners or not, most people wouldn't want to open their doors to these 2.
No, you generally don't open the door. If someone is trying to get into your house, you allow them to basically force their way in, right? That's what you do. Definitely. Allow them to force their way in. Don't just open a door for these odd people. I blame Stephen King. Right? Do not come to my house in a clown suit.
In this video, around 2 p.m., the man in the dark hoodie seen here apparently rang the doorbell and no one answered. The man who lives in this house was wearing headphones, therefore couldn't hear the doorbell. So
Right.
the man in the hoodie likely presumed no one was home and soon returned with his...
Like there, first of all, there's a guy hiding, trying to hide out of the view of the Ring camera, but they don't realize that it's super wide angle, right? And this guy here is looking around. Nah, I'm not opening the door neither.
friend in the white hoodie.
We're not doing that.
15 minutes later.
Oh,
The man in the dark hoodie attempts to kick in the door while his friend in the white hoodie stands by. The man who owns the house is able to hear the loud bangs of the attempted burglar's foot hitting the door, and he yells out something unintelligible that scares the two men off.
I'm gonna go ahead and guess that he probably has a security bar behind that door, most likely, which is smart. Definitely put a security bar behind all your doors, your entrances.
In this video, the camera catches a shirtless man approaching the door, but instead of actually ringing
I think
the
I've
bell
seen
and
this one
knocking on the
before.
door, he pretends to knock on the door.
Yeah.
What you can't see on the screen is
It's like there's like another car in the background somewhere, and this guy here he definitely does not want to do whatever he's being forced to do, right? So he has like a fake conversation, and then he basically walks back to the car, most likely saving the life of whoever house he knocked on.
car that's waiting for the man in front of the house. According to the homeowner, he could be seen talking to someone waiting in the car off camera later on. It's likely that the shirtless man was forced to do something by the person in the car. Clearly something that he doesn't want to do, given that he fakes an entire conversation with the homeowner, all the while checking to make sure the person in the car could see him talking.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Like, I'm not saying he's a good guy or nothing like that, but you know, most likely he saved the life.
He or the person in the car were looking for a person named Matt, who they thought lived in this house. One could only imagine what this man was put out to do to this Matt person.
Right. Cynical. That's a great idea, actually.
In this video, the doorbell camera detects motion, but seemingly nothing appears in the frame, except for a small white orb that floats across the screen. Some paranormal investigators have referred to
Oh
orbs
no.
appearing in pictures
Oh
and
no,
videos
the
from
orb
allegedly
people, guys.
paranormal
The orb
sources.
people.
Apparently the orb in this video is significant enough to trip the motion sensors of the camera system. This one isn't a video, but rather a pretty disturbing picture caught by a Redditor's doorbell camera.
All right.
After being woken up by a notification on their phone, they checked it to see a message saying, "Your doorbell detected a visitor." After checking the app, they didn't see anything, and as anyone would, assumed it was maybe a bug or a small animal that tripped the motion sensor. However,
Hey guys,
the
if
Redditor
you're just
received
coming
more
in, if you guys can go ahead and hit the like button, that helps a whole lot, guys.
notifications, and after checking the app again, was faced with this disturbing image. Whether it's
Oh.
even a male or female is almost
First of all, it looks like he's wearing a mask. It doesn't look like a real thing, right?
impossible
Or he's wearing like eyeshadow or
to
something.
tell. But perhaps the most disturbing part of the image is the shape and distance of the person's eyes. It's not something anyone would ever want to see at their front door.
Oma de
In this
Sala.
video, we see someone wearing a mask approaching the door and covering the doorbell with a piece of tape. The homeowner got an alert that motion was detected on the porch, and upon checking the footage was ready to grab his gun. It's not known what was done while the tape was covering the camera, but eventually one side of the tape peeled off, revealing the person in the mask was gone. The homeowner doesn't know if it was simply kids playing a prank or someone who meant him and his family harm.
Right.
This video shows exactly why you should always check who's outside your door before opening it.
Looks like a Tech 9.
Outside your door before opening it.
Is that that?
On the doorbell.
Is that a tech
This
nine?
doorbell camera caught two men in front of the house. One of them approaching the front door and ringing the doorbell, armed with a gun. He attempts to hide his face as he approaches the door, then hides off to the side, waiting for someone to open up. The other man walks down the sidewalk, waiting for his friend to do whatever he was about to do. But luckily, nobody answered the door.
All right.
This homeowner's camera captured two suspicious men pull up in their driveway and wait outside their front door. The one on the left quickly notices the camera and the two flee.
Oh, wow.
But not even 15 minutes later,
What do you do if someone armed comes to your door? Me personally, I would allow them to break into my house. Castle doctrine, stand your ground. Don't come in my door.
the two pull up into the homeowner's driveway again, having apparently decided they'd go through with the break-in anyway. This time, one of them immediately attempts to kick the door down, but the homeowner is ready this time and speaks through the doorbell speaker, claiming the police are on their way, scaring the two off for good this time. On September 10th, 2018, a Florida man wearing a bulletproof vest and carrying an assault rifle rang his neighbor's doorbell at 4 in the morning. The homeowner grabbed her two children and stayed put in the bathroom.
Wow.
After spotting the man on her security footage, she immediately called the police and her husband, who was out of town for work. Roughly 25 minutes later, the police arrived. The man faced aggravated assault charges.
Like, he's wearing like a bulletproof vest, carrying like an AR pistol with a holographic sight.
The homeowner said the daughter of the
I'm not opening the door, bro. Right?
unnamed man had stayed at their home recently.
Definitely call the
claiming
police.
she was afraid of her own father. At some off hour in the night, this man's doorbell camera captures a mysterious, transparent-looking, blurry figure slowly moving down the sidewalk across the street.
Hey, Ghostface, I appreciate that. Welcome. Definitely welcome, sir. Hey, Berserker, appreciate the donation. My project manager will take that down. Wait, what are we looking for here? I don't really see anything odd. Oh. There's something weird walking across the
Closely
street,
resembles
bro.
a human, and that's what most may assume.
Right.
But the weird part of this one
Yeah.
is that after reviewing the footage, the homeowner asked a neighbor who also had a camera to check their footage at the same time.
Florida man strikes
Their
again.
footage didn't reveal the figure walking down the sidewalk.
Oh, wow, guys. Yeah, like these ring camera things are getting kind of disturbing, guys. Let's jump on to the next one, guys. All right. Let's get it, guys.
This first one was submitted by viewer Trent Leons, and when this was recorded, he and his family had recently moved into his grandparents' house.
Gina, yes,
The
absolutely.
house is in the middle of nowhere, so the family naturally had their guard down. However, one night at 1 in the morning, while most of the family was asleep, Trent got a notification for a ring that there was motion at the front door. A notification for movement wasn't a concern, as the family has outdoor cats that are active at night.
Right.
But there was definitely reason for concern when it said somebody is at your front door.
Someone.
One of the family members grabbed a gun and went to open the front door, and that's where he started to raise his hands and started asking for help.
Oh man, not one of these guys. Now see, I don't mind like living outside, like in the middle of nowhere, let's say, right? But this is what scares me to death, I would say, right? Someone coming to your house asking for help. Do you help them, or do you just allow them to just walk aimlessly around your property? I don't know. Doesn't feel normal though. There's someone looking out the window. Hey, Joseph Walsh, I appreciate the donation.
Help. Can I use a phone to call an app?
No, sorry. I see. I just don't know if I would do it. Right? Does it make me a bad person?
He asked to use a phone, to which the family gave him a cell phone, and with it he tried calling someone, but to no avail.
No problems. Yep.
Oh yeah, D heck, yeah,
Then
that sounds
proceeded
about
to
right.
Start walking off down the road. As the guy was walking down the road, two of the family members decided to hop in their truck and find out where he was going. And they found him walking down the road and looking like he was going to another house down the road, the nearest one being half a mile away.
To do the same thing?
Two family members decided they didn't want him near their house or any neighboring houses. So they offered he get in the bed of the truck and they drive him into town. And about a couple minutes later, they arrived in town and dropped him off. The whole time he had his hands up and kept looking at the two family members while he backed away from the truck. It could have been assumed that the man was genuinely looking for help and needed to call someone, if it weren't for the fact that other family members reported that the week prior, he was in another neighborhood around the area, allegedly asking for help again, in late hours of the night, going from door to door in dimly lit areas.
He doesn't mean any good for anyone. Right, it's pretty obvious that he does not mean any good. Spain is safer than America, but Spain has its own issues also.
Quite possible that he may have been trying to maliciously gain entry into the homes of sympathetic or unsuspecting people. It's unknown if that's the case or if he was ever successful.
No, that's weird, guys.
This one was posted by a Redditor named T Course, and there aren't as many details on this one, other than it happened in a small suburb late on a rainy night. This was way past solicitation or visiting hours.
Right.
The homeowner wasn't home at the time and saw the notification the next day, which is when they saw this video footage. From the darkness appears a middle-aged woman with an umbrella, with her mouth gaping wide open. She stands there for about 20 seconds after ringing the bell.
What happened?
The whole time with her mouth hanging eerily wide open, aside from
Hold on, guys. Wait.
Closing it for a couple seconds, showing that her mouth didn't appear to be stuck in this
Right.
hanging open position.
Right. She's literally just... Why is this a thing? What? Why? That's odd. Maybe she had like some mental illness or something, but whatever this is inappropriate. Absolutely inappropriate. A zombie, maybe.
She tries the doorbell or another button one more time before walking away and disappearing into the darkness seconds later. The homeowner says he didn't recognize this woman at all. Some people believe it was some kind of condition the woman was suffering.
Maybe.
Whether it was or not, this wouldn't explain why she was ringing a stranger's doorbell in the late hours of the night.
But she was coherent enough to have an umbrella in the rain, though, so I don't know.
Perhaps another encounter that a homeowner was lucky to avoid. This footage was captured as a homeowner was entering her house after just getting home. The woman lives in a suburban town in Illinois.
I've seen this video on Crime Stoppers.
Don't move. Don't stare. Don't.
Like they went to go steal her car.
Okay.
The woman in the video was unaware of the fact that she was being watched from the distance.
Like, do you know how important it is to never like even though you're unlocking the door, make sure you're looking around consistently, right? Like, know everything that's around you before you move.
By two people hiding in the dark, waiting
Could
for
be
her
dementia.
to open the front door. As she steps into her house, the two aggressors take their chance to enter the house while the door is still open. The woman screams as she's startled by the unwelcomed visitor behind her.
Like, her situational awareness is absolutely abysmal.
The first of the two teens to enter the house says don't move and don't scream.
Como papaya. Oh, don't move. Don't
Like, you didn't hear them running on the grass?
stare, don't.
The rest of what is said between he and the woman is inaudible. However, according to the woman in the video, he demanded her car keys. After handing him her keys, which can be seen in one of the teenager's hands,
Right.
the two take off towards her car, which they then steal. There was someone else in the house with the woman who was also held at gunpoint alongside her. He also remains nameless. The woman wasn't harmed, thankfully, and one
Right.
of the two teenage aggressors were found and arrested, 18-year-old Brendan McCrew. The other aggressor has still yet to be identified. This video is a prime example of why you should always be aware of your surroundings before opening your front door.
Absolutely.
This past July,
Like, if I see someone on my street just walking or just there at nighttime, and I'm gonna walk into my door, if you don't think that my handgun is in my hand, you're crazy.
in 2021, this disturbing footage caught on a couple's Ring doorbell camera surfaced on the web. In the footage, a tattooed man with a long gray beard holding a plastic bag, apparently talking to himself, approached the front door of the couple's house. The man in the video apparently spotted the unnamed wife inside of the house through the kitchen window. He approached the front door, where he repeatedly started saying, "Are you sure? Are you positive? I just have a few questions for you."
Are you sure? Are you positive?
Sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Are you? Yeah, yeah. I think
I just
she's
rang your
sure,
doorbell
bro.
because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure?
I think she's sure, bro.
Well, what? Are you sure? I just rang your doorbell because I have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? Are you sure? I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive? I just have a couple questions for you. Are you sure? Are you positive?
Right, he's entirely too calm.
Are you absolutely certain?
The wife said she never responded to the man. She simply hid in her home and called 911.
Right.
The man was standing there knocking on the glass, repeating the same three things over and over to nobody. Her husband, who was not at the home at the time, accessed the intercom system and asked the man who he was as he was walking away. This caused him to come back, look into the camera, and start saying some pretty nasty, disturbing things.
This is like some type of psychosis or something, guys.
So who are you?
What? Yeah?
He's an NPC.
Who are you?
Hey, I just had a couple questions. I just wanted to ask you about taking fuel. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, he's too calm, bro. Definitely an NPC.
What I'm looking for is for the girl that's in the house to come out here because I'm going to rape her and kill her.
He's gonna do what? He's going to. He just said he's. Whoa, hold on, bro. He wants to grape her and extinguish her life. But why?
Because I'm going to rape her and kill her. You have her open the door.
Wow. Can you have her open the
Girl that's
door?
on the other side of this door when she lets me in. I want to rape her and kill her because I have a knife and a gun. Yeah, and I'm going to knock on her door again. All right.
He was saying he wished to rape and kill her and asked if she could open the door multiple times. After one more unsuccessful knock, the man walked away, talking to himself in different voices as he did.
What?
Yeah. What?
What?
Police found and arrested the man the next day after another report of a suspicious man in the area, and he was identified as 40-year-old Christopher Sums, a fugitive from California.
Wow.
This footage was captured in Bristol and shows a man.
Hey Kyle, if you have a suggestion, just let us know, and my project manager will take it down, dude.
And approach and knock on Kathleen Frascarelli's door. That in of itself isn't so disturbing. But
Right.
it's the fact that it was very late on a Sunday night, and the image she saw on her phone was of a masked person on the other side of the door. However, the fact that it was late on a Sunday night, and that the image she saw on the phone was of a masked person on the other side of the door, is enough to give someone pause.
You're gonna have to go, bro. You just can't stand here. All right.
While playing back the video footage, Kathleen, the homeowner, noticed that the masked person tried opening the door at first, but thankfully it was locked. She described the mask as having this grotesque smile that never went away. It still hasn't gone away from her memory. The person knocks and then stands at the door for 15 seconds.
It's like a default character face, I guess.
Afterwards, the camera catches them pulling their sleeve over their hand, then wiping away their fingerprints from the doorknob they tried to open when they first walked up to the house.
Right.
The fact that they wiped away their fingerprints already says that they were up to no good, if everything else about this didn't already scream that. Kathleen stated that he had something heavy in his sweatshirt pocket, which he doesn't know what it was. A neighbor who saw the person leaving said he had a bag that he was carrying with him, so God knows what was in there. By the time Kathleen made it downstairs, the person was already in a car parked across the street, which they sped off in. Footage like this is really the scariest because nobody knows how these encounters would have gone down if the doors were opened.
Exactly. All right, guys, we will continue this momentarily. This last one here, though, things are getting weird.
If you were to combine the convenience of caller ID and the monitoring capabilities of a security system.
Okay, Kyle, appreciate the donation. Yeah, my project manager will take it down, dude.
You would end up with the Ring doorbell camera. Invented in 2013, this device has gone on to become a staple in residential state-of-the-art security systems, and with good reason.
All right, D-Heck, I appreciate you stopping by, dude.
As the Ring cam's motion detecting features picks up any type of unexpected visitor, whether their intentions are good or bad. Popularity of this camera's installation in various homes across the country has allowed individuals to capture footage of some truly disturbing, inexplicable, and terrifying moments.
Right.
Here are 10 of the darkest, creepiest, and outlandish doorbell camera videos on YouTube. Number 1,
we're here.
Bare Naked. Our first video comes from a Reddit post from a user named Navy Beans that was posted a little over a year ago on the public forums. The user writes that something incredible...
Yeah, exactly, the Juice Man. Like, I'm gonna have to get one of those.
Strange and unexpected showed up on their Ring doorbell camera.
Like right after this.
Footage in the middle of the night. A completely naked man is seen prowling around their backyard, but they seem to just have a case of wanderlust since the intruder doesn't seem to want to break into the house, nor do they check any unlocked windows or doors for a potential entryway. Instead,
what is this man?
The mystery man is seen walking around and exploring the various trails and outskirts of the property. The reason this instance is so unsettling is because the Reddit user mentions they live in the mountains, about 3 miles from any type of neighbor or form of civilization. This means that the visitor in the video would have had to walk an incredibly long distance through the woods completely naked in the middle of the night to arrive at his destination. The mystery man leaves shortly after doing some laps around the property and is never seen or heard from again.
Right.
Number 2, no new friends. This recent video involves a former police officer and a school teacher who seems to be under the influence of some type of substance, as her behavior is incredibly aggressive and manic-like. The teacher in the video seems to be suffering from a case of mistaken identity, as she repeatedly tells the retired police officer and homeowner that her friend is inside the house. She doesn't take no for...
Yeah, guys, if you're just coming in, if you guys can please go ahead and just hit the like button. That helps a whole lot, guys.
An answer when she is repeatedly told that she's at the wrong home and her friend doesn't live there and to leave the property. After making her verbal pleas and crying out for her invisible friend inside, she begins vandalizing and ripping off the screens from the windows in a further attempt to invade the residence. Rather than using her own personal firearm to protect herself, the homeowner calls the police, who arrive at the scene while the woman is still wandering around the perimeter of the home.
Bro, is she wearing no pants?
When questioned, you can really tell the woman believes her friend is inside the home, and it becomes clear she is suffering from some type of drug-induced episode. She is arrested shortly afterwards, and the homeowner didn't have to resort to taking matter into their own hands. The situation could have resulted in a much more grim ending for the school teacher.
But it is this moment that had Paul fearing for her life. An experience that brought this retired police officer to tears.
I came very close to shooting her, and I don't...
Hey, Blade Style, what's going on, bro? Young Blood Bad, I appreciate that, bro. The man Zoltan, as long as it's in the theme, yeah, today at least, right?
She or her family realized that. I mean, it's something nobody wants to do.
Seconds after Paul told the woman she was armed with a gun, she is seen walking away as police are pulling up.
She literally has no pants on, bro.
Do you live here?
No, I don't.
So why are you banging on the door?
And where are your pants at?
Was there?
According to Fresno police, that woman is 30-year-old Hannah Nakagawa, a resident of Fresno, and according to the police report, a teacher for Fresno Unified School District. Authorities believe Nakagawa was under the influence of alcohol. She was arrested for vandalism and released to a friend at police headquarters with a citation and promised to appear in court.
Number 3, Under Wraps.
Under
The
Wraps.
third and, in my opinion, creepiest video in the countdown involves a young woman who appears on a Ring doorbell camera in extremely baggy clothes and a scarf covering her face. Even though concealed, the woman clearly is enjoying being captured on camera as her body language goes from a confident smirk to a more sinister tone of stalking the camera lens with her eyes.
Right.
After staring down the lens and looking through the soul of the person on the other side, she puts on her sunglasses in the dark and cracks another smirk, followed by some tampering with the doorbell camera's buttons. When she is unable to successfully plug in the code to open the front door, she becomes more disinterested with the device and slowly creeps off camera, but not before making some hand gestures to the camera, such as rock on, and then randomly flashes the number 3, then 1. I originally thought she was using sign language, but after further research, it seems like she's just poking fun at the viewer on the other side and isn't really trying to communicate much. Many
Maybe like some type of like gang signs, potentially.
users believe this is a scorned and mentally unstable ex-girlfriend who is stalking their partner in retaliation to the relationship ending. And others believe it's just a deranged bag lady who wandered off the street and
deranged
stumbled onto
bag
someone's
lady.
front door. Either way, having someone linger around your home in such a sinister manner, no matter the circumstance, is very nerve-wracking and unsettling. Missed connection. This now viral video has been garnering an incredible amount of attention in the last couple of months. It involves a...
Yeah, we definitely just saw that one, so we're going to bypass that one.
Number 5, Ride With Me. Although it's much more common to capture a visitor walking up to your door on camera, this instance captures a...
The man Zelton, I appreciate the donation. I'm pretty sure we can do that one with this on here. All right.
Potential kidnapping victim in
Do it
real
next.
time as the plan of action unfolds. On Tuesday, November 12th, 2019, at 11:39 p.m., a Ring doorbell camera captured the guttural screams of a woman in distress in a Los Angeles suburban neighborhood. Many residents in the area were woken up by the woman's screams in the distance, and luckily, one of the neighbors had a Ring doorbell camera to capture the exact moment when a speeding car was transporting the victim against their will. But the scariest part of this event is that there are no updates to the case.
Wow.
The most effort the police did on their part was to declare the woman in the video missing, but have not apprehended the suspect nor ever discovered who the identity of the screaming victim was. There is very little information as to who the identity of this woman is or what happened to her after this incident.
Hi, Jeff and Susie. Yeah, the LAPD, they've been out here for hours. They are going door to door, knocking on everyone's doors out here, asking to see if they have Ring doorbell video. Lots of Ring doorbell cameras on this street, so they've been out here for hours just looking for more. A woman was heard screaming for help on a Ring doorbell in Lamert Park
Wow.
Tuesday night. You can see the owners of the doorbell went outside
Are you just
to
standing
check
there?
out what was going on and then watched as a white hatchback appeared to drive off with the screaming woman. A neighbor who asked to remain anonymous heard the commotion.
It was a little scary. It was kind of like if he was like attacking her and she was trying to like get out
away?
of the car, but he wouldn't let her.
That's what it sounds
LAPD
like.
officers
Yeah.
were seen going door to door on 3rd Avenue near Obama Boulevard, checking for more Ring doorbell video.
Obama
An officer
Boulevard?
told us they don't know yet if this was a domestic dispute or something else. The neighbor heard a woman and man arguing.
The guy was telling her something like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I told you I was sorry," and she just kept screaming for help. And then that's when he kind of like just took her and just drove off.
Many neighbors are just now hearing about this incident, wondering if the woman lives on the street.
The car that she was in, I'd never seen her before. So we don't know who she was, if she was in the neighborhood, if someone was visiting her, we're not sure.
Again, police
Yeah.
do not know.
Yeah, the guy who came out right behind the woman that was standing on the patio definitely had a firearm in his hand.
What this is all about. They're trying to figure out, was this a kidnapping? Was this a domestic disturbance?
It
What
looked like
was
one,
this? That's
if it
why
wasn't
they're
one.
still out here trying to get to the bottom of it.
Number 6, Don't Dream It's Over. Since we're discussing the topic of victims being held against their will, the following video shows a similar theme. A woman in a robe is seen frantically knocking on a neighbor's door as the blurry lens of a ring cam captures her expressions of distress and fear. A few moments later, the pleas for help turn into screams as her abusive partner enters the frame and drags her off screen. Here's the video and accompanying news story involving the possible kidnapping. Sadly, there are multiple videos of this very type of interaction online, and many of them have even garnered national attention as they are downright uncomfortable and difficult to watch.
How about if a person is standing there, don't take them, right? They have the right to do whatever they desire, right? Just don't take other people. That could be a thing, right?
Stop, please, no. No, please.
Number 7, tweak or treat. I haven't seen this clip included in many compilations and involves a man who visited a random house in the Los Angeles area. On June 29, 2021 at 11:30 p.m., which seems to be a popular time when most of these encounters take place, we have a solicitor using a knife and driving it in between the wedge of
Hey Kyle, I appreciate the donation, dude.
Front door and door frame.
Small
the man is
violin.
clearly visible on ring cam's doorbell attempting to break into the home. And the homeowner tries to repeatedly communicate with the man, but he was clearly preoccupied with the objective at hand. The homeowner then calls the police and they arrive to detain the suspect. The tables turn, however, when the man is released after technically not breaking any laws, according to some recent changes in the city's misdemeanor and felonies policies. A few hours later, the man was found completely naked after breaking into a nearby neighbor's apartment. The naked man, under the influence of some type of drug, was found with the drill in his hands and attempted to use it as a weapon before being arrested.
Yeah, the juice man. I've never actually had to call him.
Detained in the back of the police vehicle, as seen in these news pictures and news stories.
But I don't think it would take 30 minutes.
Around 11:30 p.m. This man can be clearly seen on security video using what appears to be a metal blade, attempting to break into Cindy and Robert Hemingway's home.
When I saw the knife, I was pretty freaked out. I mean, he was, it's like Nightmare on Elm Street, the video.
Cindy was home alone. Robert was out of town, but watching everything unfold through their Ring security system.
What is wrong with you, bro?
Immediately.
She did, and she also decided to communicate with the man at her door, hoping to scare him away.
Nah.
This is a little demon.
When LAPD officers arrived, Cindy showed them the video. The initial response was that the man who was still in the neighborhood would be detained.
He matched the description, so since I already saw the video, I'll be able to better identify him.
Right.
But after communicating with superiors, officers explained there would be no arrest.
Due to the amount of time that he was doing it for and then immediately doing the ring.
Oh, come on. Are you going to tell? So what you're going to say, or what you're attempting to say, is that what he was doing was absolutely okay, right? Bro, what are you talking about?
That we need to meet for a crime to take him in.
Anybody that sees the reverse camera angle, if I showed 100 people that and said, what is this guy trying to do? They're all going to say he's trying to break into the house.
Right, that's exactly what he was trying to do.
Prop 47, which reclassifies certain crimes from felonies to misdemeanors.
Even the officers
If you guys are just coming in, if you guys go to hit the like button, that helps a whole lot, guys.
that night indicated that their hands were a bit tied because of the policies.
So the man seen in this video was let go. A few hours later,
Why?
he took off all his clothes and broke into this apartment, not too far away from the Hemingways.
Maybe they should have just arrested him.
Desnudo, completamente desnudo.
Jose Campos says the naked man woke up his 12-year-old twins. He heard the commotion and confronted the intruder, who then grabbed a drill and began fighting with Jose.
And that's when I saw the guy naked with my dad fighting.
We hid in my uncle's room. And
Can you imagine?
We would just hear
Can you
noises
imagine?
and stuff, and it was very scary. And
Jose managed to capture pictures of the naked man in the back of the police cruiser. You can see
Right.
right here. He was completely naked. Now,
Right.
Can you imagine this man breaking into your home,
I'd have to throw the whole back seat of that car away, guys.
attacking you with
The
a
whole
drill,
back seat.
and all he ends up with is a charge of vandalism?
Para mí no es un vandalismo eso.
Jose says what occurred
Bro, what are these laws? What are these laws?
at his apartment isn't vandalism. He says it's a much more serious crime. The Hemingways agree.
The guy
Nerd in Paradise?
dropped his clothes, entered nude, and was caught inside, had a huge fight, attacked the father with a power drill, and traumatized the family. And yet they used the statement, we can't prove his intent.
Chief Moore says this
How can you not prove this man's... Okay, this is... We have gone too far.
is the first
All right.
time he is hearing about these two cases. He promises to launch an investigation.
Home Sweet Home. A Reddit user named Syntax Error posted a short clip of an elderly woman holding a knife and laughing maniacally while walking up the doorsteps of a stranger's home. It appears that the lady is smiling but then has an expression of confusion come across her face, followed by more smiling as she waves the knife around in front of the camera. As frightening as this might appear, this is more than likely a woman suffering from dementia and is unaware of
looks
her
like
surroundings
dementia.
or location. I understand how visually threatening this might appear to some people, but this seems to be more of a case of a mental decline rather than someone with sinister intentions.
Right.
But you can decide for yourself what her motive was. Another one bites the dust.
Right.
Now, taking a break from the more
She's trying to
serious
bite the camera?
altercations in the video, we have this clip of a young woman who appears to be having some fun with a neighbor's newly installed doorbell camera. She could also just be drunk and passing by when she notices the doorbell camera, but she begins making intentionally creepy and cringy gestures before pausing when she notices a car driving by. After the car leaves the area, she
Right.
resumes her activity and leaves more than a minute worth of footage for the homeowner to watch back the following day. The funny part is that the user posted the video on their YouTube channel and commented that he thought the girl who trespassed was pretty cute. And I guess this could be a new way of meeting people in the virtual day and age. Honorable mentions. The last three clips don't require any type of introduction or description, as most of them are very isolated and very
Right.
brief instances of unexpected visitors in the middle of the night.
Okay.
They have either been covered endlessly in other videos or have no further information available regarding their origin. First being a man under the influence of some type of drug, knocking on random doorbell cams looking incredibly suspicious and run down, while the other two visitors put a lot more work into their appearance before
Of
making their
course.
ring cam debut. The reason I'm not investing more time into the narration of these clips is because there isn't anything else to add or describe.
Right.
They're just brief, 1-minute encounters that could have potentially been more dangerous than anticipated. Not to mention, most of these clips are more than likely a creative neighbor with an inventive imagination just looking to have fun. But you
Right,
can be
just
the
trolling
judge.
people. But no, that's someone highly intoxicated on something.
It's James. I'm sorry. Looked in one day and saw you naked, and oh God, I can't stop.
What? Open mouth gang. All right. I respect that. Yeah, now this could be like a neighbor or something like that, guys. Absolutely. I mean, I would be creeped out, all right? I would feel very uncomfortable, all right? But I don't think I'd be that angry at this one. No clowns, please. Bonus clip. All right, let's get it. Oh, okay. All right. Odd, but hey guys, let me know in the comments really quickly. Give me a number 1 if you guys already have a Ring camera, or number 2 if you don't have one, guys. Let me know.
If you...
And we can go ahead and actually pull up the next one. It is called... All right. Marmalade. No, Masquerade. All right, it's called 5 Scary. Yeah, definitely. A number 3 if you're going to get one. If you don't have one, number 3, definitely, right? Go ahead and do the number 3, right? Or one of those, or maybe one of those, like those Google Nest things, right? That have like multiple cameras you can place all around. Those would be cool, guys. Let's see. Let's go ahead and check it out. Oh, yeah. CCTV definitely counts. Well, I mean, yeah, I own guns also, but I think I want a camera now, though.
Today's video is sponsored by
I don't want to know what's out
Skillshare.
there.
Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for the creative and curious amongst you. It's a place for you to explore new and existing interests and skills, taught by real people with real experience. Now I get loads of emails every day from viewers asking me how I edit my videos, how I record my audio, how I write my scripts and such. I do my best to respond to a few with the limited time I have, but the honest answer is, even I'm still learning. Thankfully, there are loads of amazing courses on Skillshare to help you get started on YouTube, and whether you're a newbie or a seasoned pro, there are classes to suit your skill level. One that's helped me out a lot recently was YouTube Success.
Yeah, definitely.
Script Shoot and Edit with MKBHD.
Definitely. Ring camera for proof.
The course was expertly taught by Marquez Brownlee, and like all Skillshare courses, was split up into easily digestible segments that allowed me to learn at a pace that suited my schedule and study style. The course not only covered the basics of getting started
on. We're gonna definitely skip past the ad. Let's see.
In recent years, many people have started installing doorbell cameras like Ring to help monitor their properties. Living in some quiet, sleepy suburban neighborhood, you'd hope that yours would never capture anything sinister. Unfortunately, for the owners of this Ring device, theirs did.
Let's get it.
November 12th, 2019. Just after 11 p.m., residents of Jefferson Park, LA, were awoken by the screams of a woman begging for someone to help her.
Oh, this one here? Wait. Yeah, that one is crazy, guys.
Been reported...
Like the kidnapping one? Let's get it.
There were various other women who had been reported missing in the local area around that same time, though to date, none of them have been linked to the woman in this video. Whoever she is, her whereabouts and well-being remain a mystery to this day.
Oh, it's like they never found out? Wow. Like they.
You may have seen this video floating around online recently. It was first posted on the Carlos Ruiz official TikTok channel, but has since gone viral. The clip shows a man preparing for his training session in an empty part of a gym, when he's suddenly interrupted by a number of strange occurrences.
There are definitely things moving behind him, guys. The juice man, definitely. Front, back, side. Whoa, what? Hold on, guys.
Ay, Dios mío, ¿qué le pasó?
Mamá, mire.
No, eso no es normal. Eso no es normal, no.
What happened?
Now the exercise ropes moving...
One more time. That was odd. Extremely odd. I can't explain it, so I don't know what to say.
¿Qué le pasó? No, eso no es normal. Eso no es normal.
What? How?
Haunting stuff.
Someone explain this to me.
Now the exercise ropes moving by themselves could be explained by a strong air conditioning unit or by a breeze coming in from an open window.
A breeze. A breeze lifted him up from an open window. Or an air conditioning is what they said? Guys, come on. I can't explain that.
But notice how the cloth beneath the rope...
I can give you no logic, right?
...doesn't move at all. The wind theory also doesn't explain why the medicine ball moved.
Right.
Anyone who's ever held one of those in their hands will
they're
know
like
how
20
dense those
pounds.
things are.
They're not.
Even a strong gust of wind wouldn't push
The
those
wind
things
is not moving that, bro.
The light in the doorway turns off seemingly by itself, which in the context of this video is odd.
Right.
But take a closer look at the start of the clip. You may have missed something.
No, there was like an arm or something moving. You're right there.
Before all of these disturbances occurred, an ominous figure can be seen watching the man from that very doorway.
Yeah, like right here, guys. Right here. Then it just like disappears.
Of course, the thing that made this video go viral was the man being dragged by some invisible force.
Right.
Most viewers agree that his movements look very authentic.
Yeah?
His leg not only appears to be pulled out from under him,
literally,
he also slides across the floor without using any of his limbs, and at one point, even gets lifted off the ground.
Right, his entire back comes off the ground.
A way that many people say is impossible to do by oneself. But what do you think? Was there...
Guys, give me a number 2 in the chat if you guys think this is factual. Right? And a 1 if you think it's fake. Let me know. I think personally, this was real and I can't explain it, so I'm uncomfortable with it. I'm just going to be honest.
This stage? Was this a ghost? Or is there another, more grounded explanation for what happened to this guy? Let me know down in the comments.
Wow, I don't know. You got me, right?
In August of 2017, this CCTV footage was released to the public.
Oh, wow.
It shows a jogger on London's Putney Bridge pushing a woman into the path of an oncoming bus.
Narrowly escaped.
The driver reacted quickly and swerved out of the way just before crushing her head.
Wow, guys.
As far as we know, this push was completely unmotivated.
No, it probably was, right? I mean, look at where she was standing. I mean, I get that. It's absolutely terrible that he did that, right? But, like, look at where... I've seen people like for example in New York, right, in the bike lane, they're riding the bikes, no problem, right, and then when someone stands or even attempts to walk into the bike lane, they will assault that person, right? So I'm going to guess that person was walking either in like the bike or like a jogger's lane or something, right, and that person got angry at the fact that they were walking in the way, maybe. Oh no, that's a sidewalk. Hold on, this is a shadow. Oh, wait a second. Hold on, guys. This whole thing is a shadow here. Okay, that was just... No, never mind. That was just disrespectful. Yeah, the bus driver is definitely the hero here. Never mind. I thought it was like a...
Putney Bridge, pushing a woman
something else
into the path of an oncoming bus. Thankfully, the driver reacted quickly and swerved out of the way just before crushing her head. As far as we know, this push was completely unmotivated.
Wow.
The woman had never seen the jogger before in her life, hadn't bumped into him or said anything to him. Why he targeted her remains a total mystery, though that doesn't mean it was random. As you can see in the video, he runs past a man before deliberately veering into the woman's path and pushing her instead, suggesting he either wanted to go for an easier target or was specifically targeting women.
Right.
During their investigation, detectives looked into more than 50 suspects, but ultimately, the jogger's identity was never uncovered. Who was he, and what was his motivation? Was he crazy? Did he hate women? Had he been planning on doing this for a long time, or was this a spur-of-the-moment decision? Had he done anything like this before? Has he done anything since? Whatever the answers are to those questions, this video serves as a reminder of life's fragility.
Right.
On any given day, we could cross paths with an unhinged person just like this, and without warning, they could take everything away from us in an instant. This woman got lucky.
And this is a famous case?
Easily ended very differently. On June 15th of this year, a video was posted to the r/ghosts subreddit. It shows a young boy named Elijah, the only child in the house, dancing to a song on the TV.
Hey guys, if you're just coming in, if you can go ahead and hit that like button, that helps a whole lot, guys.
While dancing, Elijah notices something that visibly catches him off guard.
Alright. What? What? Definitely saw something.
Did you see it? It's much easier to catch when it's slowed down.
Okay, okay. I still don't see it. Like a white light or something is back there.
This video was posted with the title, "Posting for a Friend, Not on Reddit." He had this recording of his son dancing to music. Upon watching it later, he notices another child there.
Oh, like a
see a child
ghostly
move in from
apparition
right
of
left in the
sorts.
background. Dancing.
Hey Jay, I actually used to do this a lot more. I literally have not done this type of stream since August of last year.
Child pauses and makes eye contact, then ghost moves to the left.
But
Elijah's
most likely
father
I'll be doing
assumed
this
a
more
Reddit
often.
account of his own and commented, "Hey everyone, this is Tony N. I recorded this video 11 years ago when my son Elijah was about 3. At the time, I was just making videos of my son dancing, not expecting anything else. About 7 years ago, I was watching the video when I noticed another figure behind him. At the time, it was just Elijah, my mum, and I living at the house.
Right, and the kid definitely recognized something behind him.
When
himself.
I noticed this figure, I just told a few people about it. I've always wondered what it was. I still live in this house with my girlfriend, a roommate, and
Ooh.
Elijah. Today, my roommate told me about the giggling at 14 seconds that someone pointed out.
This giggling?
I've never noticed that until today.
Elijah, go like this.
Let's hear it. Oh!
With the image slowed down and enhanced, you can really make things out much easier.
Right.
At the moment the giggling is heard, this uncanny, shadowy figure can be seen with its head tilted, as if it's lifting its hand to cover its mouth as it laughs.
Oh, hold
The
on.
appearance of this small, dark figure is chilling in its own right.
Right.
But Elijah's startled double take is so authentic, and combined with the giggling, makes this video seem all the more real and creepy.
Yeah, like the kid literally turned around and
Know what's going on
stared.
in Tony N's house, but if I were him, I'd be looking for another place to live. Colleen Ritzer was a 24-year-old maths teacher at Danvers High School near Boston, Massachusetts. On the evening of October 22nd, 2013, Colleen had asked some students to stay after school and work on their algebra. One of those students was freshman Philip Chisholm, then 14. Colleen, who was a well-liked teacher at the school, was seen by other students chatting with Philip, discussing his old hometown. This conversation inexplicably seemed to make Philip very upset. Colleen quickly changed the subject. Shortly after that conversation, Colleen was caught on a surveillance camera leaving the classroom to go and use the bathroom.
Hey, Biker Trash, 64, babe. How are you doing today?
After several seconds,
Things are great.
Philip, too, was caught stepping out of the classroom and looking down the hallway. He thinks for a moment, toying with an idea in his mind. He
What are you
hesitates and dips back into the classroom, only
Right.
to re-emerge with his hood now up.
Bro, what are you doing?
He walks down the hallway, puts on a pair of gloves, and enters the women's bathroom.
Why?
It was there that he slashed Colleen's neck with a box cutter. He then raped her remains. 11 minutes later, he was caught on camera leaving the bathroom,
11 minutes.
carrying with him Colleen's black trousers. The video later shows Philip pulling a wheelie bin into the bathroom, then, moments later, dragging it back out. He had just put Colleen inside it. The footage shows him wheeling the bin down the hall, then out of the building and into a nearby wooded area, where he dumped Colleen and defiled her once again with a tree branch.
With a tree branch?
After half-heartedly covering her with leaves, he returned to the school and acted as if nothing had happened. Colleen's remains were quickly discovered. Thanks in large part to this footage, it didn't take long for investigators to piece everything together. In court, Philip's defense team tried to argue that he was hearing voices and therefore wasn't responsible for his actions.
Bro, you are responsible for your actions. If you needed someone random that you've never encountered to tell you, you personally are responsible for your very specific personal actions, bro. All right?
Well, nobody was convinced by that.
I'm
Philip
not convinced
that he had been angered by a trigger word while chatting with Colleen. He never said what the word was.
Right.
In the end, Philip was sentenced to a minimum of 40 years, after which he'll be eligible for parole.
Oh, a minimum. More time. Definitely needed. Absolutely needed. Zombie. Absolutely. He needs that.
Thank you to all of my patrons and YouTube
we're done.
members.
Guys, let's find another one real quick. Let's do one more. Let's say this one. This one. Yeah, the guy was terrible.
Today's video is sponsored by Under Lucky Stars. Under Lucky Stars make these beautiful...
You start by right here. Alright.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. On the night of June 3rd, 1991, between the hours of 9:30 p.m. and 11 p.m., a local trucker named Eduardo Collin checked into a Super 8 motel. Despite seemingly having arrived by himself, he asked the clerk for a 2-person room for one night and was given the keys to room 233. Eduardo paid in cash at the trucker's rate, and the clerk told him to check out by 11 a.m. the following morning. 2 days later, on June 5th, the hotel employees realized that Eduardo hadn't checked out the previous morning like he was supposed to.
Right.
A security guard was sent to check up on him. The door to room 233 was locked from the inside, and there was a Do Not Disturb sign hanging from the doorknob. The guard knocked, but there was no answer. So, with no spare key available, he used a screwdriver to gain access to the room. Aside from a few bottles on the table, nothing really seemed out of place. That is, until he entered the bathroom. Inside, hanging from the showerhead by a suitcase strap, was the lifeless body of an unidentified woman. Despite her face being badly decomposed, pathologists believe she died the exact same day Eduardo had checked into the motel, 2 days prior, on June 3rd. A toxicology report revealed that she had heroin in her system. She was a Caucasian, or possibly Hispanic woman, between the ages of 25 and 35.
So unnamed
she stood
woman.
around 5'7",
Hey,
weighed
Heather,
approximately
welcome.
140
Heather, welcome to the live.
40 pounds, and had curly, strawberry blonde hair. With nothing to ID her with, they dubbed her the Albuquerque Jane Doe.
The Albuquerque Jane Doe.
Investigators examined the room, and one of the first things they found was this picture resting on the table. The photo is believed to be of the deceased woman herself. Sat next to an unidentified man. The distorted angle, combined with the doe's expression, give the picture an eerie, almost uncanny quality that leaves a lot of people feeling unsettled. Given the photo's backstory, that's not surprising.
Right.
It's believed the image was taken in a mall photo booth just a few short hours before the woman's death. The photo was shown to the clerk, who was working on the night of the 3rd, and despite not seeing the woman enter the motel, she confirmed that the man in the picture was indeed Eduardo. As it would turn out, Eduardo had checked into the motel using legitimate information. The only thing he had lied about was his license plate number. After several years of detective work, Eduardo's family was tracked down. By the time the police found them, however, Eduardo had already passed from natural causes. Strangely, when his family were shown this photo, they said that the man pictured wasn't Eduardo, and that they had no idea who the guy was.
Oh,
They
no.
didn't have a clue who the doe was either. The fact that she had been found dead in his motel room years earlier was news to them. With their primary lead now gone up in smoke, investigators re-examined all the other pieces of evidence that they had found in the motel room. There was a woman's suede purse, with a wallet containing $500 in cash, a suitcase full of women's clothes, a bracelet, and, most interestingly, a digital weighing scale with the name George Martinez written on it. It's believed that this scale was used to measure illicit substances, and that George Martinez may have been the name of the man in this photo.
Right.
If these photo booth prints really were taken just before the woman died, was this George Martinez with her when she passed?
Most likely.
In an effort to discover this woman's true identity, the authorities released this digitally altered version of the photo booth picture. This version gives her a much more neutral expression, and, in a strange way, is even more unsettling to look at.
Yeah, bro.
Regardless, it had the desired effect.
I'm uncomfortable.
In March 2021,
they found out who it was?
investigators received a reliable tip that the doe's real name may have been Becca, and that she may have been from Los Angeles County.
Okay.
It's believed that she flew from California to New Mexico shortly before her life came to an
It's
end.
such a creepy image, bro.
At this present moment in time, the police don't suspect foul play in Becca's case, instead believing that she took her own life. Right now all they want to do is give her back her full name and talk to the male companion that she was with in her
Right.
final photograph. To this day, however, he still hasn't been located, and Becca's true identity remains unknown. Still, there are many who believe that given the circumstances, Becca was actually murdered. With
Most
so many
likely.
former John and Jane Does being identified as of late, it seems likely that in the not-so-distant future, we'll actually discover who Becca really was. Still, it's strange to think that
Oh
for
my
more
God,
than
this
30
image is
years,
wild,
nobody's
bro.
come forward to claim her, even with this photo available to the public. Surely someone out there knows that she's missing.
Hold on, guys. Let me make it so you guys can see this real quickly. Here. Yeah, look at that image, guys. Okay, look at the image. Are you uncomfortable yet? I am. Absolutely.
If only the man who was with her in her final picture.
Yeah, almost Aaron. Good evening, sir. Yeah, the eyes are the problem, guys.
Now
The
for a
eyes are the
photo that's
problem.
both very visceral and very recent. It was February 19th, 2022. Paula Ruiz was a mother of 4, living in Chiapas, Mexico. At around
Alright.
11 p.m., she finished her shift at the Arrecife de Coral Hotel, after which she met up with her son, Miguel, and walked with him to a nearby parking lot. When the pair got there, they realized that Miguel's motorcycle had been stolen. Paula was enraged that somebody would take her son's bike, and she and Miguel began walking around the area, hoping the thief hadn't got far. As luck would have it, they saw a man pushing Miguel's motorbike down a dark street, accompanied by an accomplice on a separate motorbike beside him. Paula and Miguel quickly approached these two men and demanded that they give the bike back immediately. Unfortunately, they weren't dealing with petty crooks.
Oh.
These two men were hardened criminals, now known to the public only as Antonio and Pedro. Things escalated, and an argument erupted between Miguel and Pedro. Fearing for her son's safety, Paula stepped in front of Miguel to protect him, a move which may have saved his life. Having had enough of their protestations, one of the thieves, Pedro, took out a pistol and aimed it at Paula. As he did, Paula took out her phone and snapped this picture of him. This was the last picture she would ever take.
Oh,
At the exact moment the camera shutter fell, Pedro opened fire, hitting Paula just above the heart. In that moment, Miguel forgot about his bike and immediately tried to stem his mother's bleeding. He called for an ambulance, which took its sweet time to arrive, but eventually, Paula did make it to hospital. Unfortunately, she passed away the following morning.
Right.
As for the perps, Antonio and Pedro, they both fled from the scene after killing Paula, leaving Miguel's motorbike behind. They had taken the 41-year-old mother's life for nothing. Thankfully, they were both apprehended 3 days later in La Isla. 2 other suspects linked to the incident were also arrested that same day. Since this all just happened last month, they're yet to be sentenced.
Last month?
Though, with this picture as evidence, I think it's safe to say that Pedro won't be getting away with murder.
Well, that photo is...
This next entry has come to be known as the Taiwanese Elisa Lam case, and, for the past 14 years, has been the subject of a huge amount of speculation throughout the Chinese-speaking world.
All right.
In 2008, a 37-year-old woman, known only as Liu, went missing in Taiwan, along with her 4-year-old daughter. They were both last seen at the Yuanlin Financial Building in Zhanghua, where they were caught on CCTV entering an elevator. After these images were captured, neither Liu nor her daughter were ever seen or heard from again. To this day, it's unknown what happened to either of them.
What?
According to the building manager, Liu was acting very strangely when she entered the building that evening. When the manager asked her what she was up to, Liu told him that she was looking for a friend, at which point she quickly rushed into the elevator before he could ask her any more questions. Inside the elevator, Liu and her daughter discarded their shoes and red jackets and left them on the ground. As soon as the doors opened on the 11th floor, Liu picked up her daughter and sprinted down the hallway, out of the camera's view. The manager watched all of this unfold on the downstairs monitor and quickly called the authorities, fearing that Liu was about to jump from the roof with her daughter. Removing one's shoes is a relatively common practice for jumpers planning to end their lives in Taiwan.
Well, where's the body at, though?
So that they don't track dirt into the afterlife. That, and so that loose footwear doesn't fly off while you're falling and strike an innocent bystander.
What?
The removal of the red jackets was also a worrying.
Like, so you're telling me that there's protocol that surrounds someone jumping off of a building? Well, you gotta follow the protocol, of course.
Sign. Red is a very symbolic color in Taiwan, and those who die while wearing red clothes are said to return as vengeful spirits. It was almost as if Liu was preparing herself and her child for a peaceful transition into their next lives. The police quickly arrived, examined the footage, and agreed that the woman's irrational behavior suggested she was about to end her life. Thing is, they searched the entire perimeter of the building and didn't find the woman's body, nor the body of her daughter.
Maybe fell on top of another building or a ledge, maybe?
Dozens of officers scoured the inside of the complex too, including the building's rooftop, but they found absolutely no trace of either missing person. They went door to door and asked if anyone had seen anything. They even checked the water tanks and the building's pipes. Nothing.
Considerate jumpers.
It was as if the pair of them had fallen off the face of the earth. In hopes of uncovering Liu's true identity.
But with your child, though? I mean, with your child. Your life is that bad, right? So bad that you decide to take your child with you, right? Has your child lived long enough for it to know that its life is terrible? You made that decision for your child.
These images were released to the public.
I don't like that.
A few days later, Liu's ex-husband came forward and told the authorities that Liu had been raising their daughter alone.
Right, a body though.
Now with the woman's identity revealed, investigators had a lot more to work with. They found Miss Liu's moped a few days later, parked a short distance from the Yuanlin Financial Building. That was about the last significant piece of evidence they ever found. After 10 years with no new developments, the search for both Liu and her missing daughter was called off. In all the years since they disappeared, Miss Liu never once used her national health card and her daughter was never registered to any schools, strongly suggesting that whatever happened to them, neither of them are alive. But what do you think? Why was Liu acting so strangely that night? And why have neither of them ever been found? How did they escape the building without being detected? Where did they go next? And what, ultimately, became of them?
Bro, I have no idea. I'm just uncomfortable with the whole, knowing that this occurred, guys. Listen, let me know in the comments one thing, right? Do you think that this woman jumped, right? Or did she, I don't know, because in my head, I'm like, okay, is this like some type of, human trafficking situation potentially also? I don't know, guys. That's another confusing one. Absolutely.
Andrew Macaulay was known for being an adventurous, competitive spirit. The young Australian was an avid mountaineer and sea kayaker who liked to push himself to his mental and physical limits and really put his abilities to the test. He scaled some of the highest peaks in Australia, New Zealand,
doesn't make any sense,
Pakistan, and Patagonia, taking risky, exploratory...
Yeah, because in my head, I'm just like, Scott, in my head, I'm like, could it be some type of, trafficking situation where, they just got, I don't know, called to the building and then they were basically whisked out of the country? I don't know. My mind is going wild trying to figure out why the body wasn't found.
Routes. He made the first non-stop kayak trip across the Bass Strait and had even paddled 800 kilometers within the Antarctic Circle. For all of his daring antics, Andrew was named as the Australian Geographic Society's Adventurer of the Year in 2005. By that point, Andrew had effectively conquered all of the most difficult kayaking routes throughout Oceania. All of them, that is, except for one. In 2006, Andrew set himself a new challenge. He was going to cross the Tasman Sea in a standard one-man kayak, completely alone and unaided. In his mind, that journey was his white whale.
Hey, Michelle, I appreciate that.
He had to conquer. He knew just how difficult the voyage would be. To make the 994-mile journey, he'd need to spend about a month at sea, survive on little food and sleep, and face the most extreme elements.
Right.
But Andrew wasn't one to shy away from a test of endurance. After months of planning, Andrew set off in December of 2006, but his first attempt to cross the Tasman Sea ended after just one night. He was having trouble keeping warm in the cockpit of his kayak, and he quickly realized that life on the ocean was going to be much more hostile than he had anticipated.
It's at 994
Andrew was rescued
miles, guys.
And immediately went back to the drawing board.
Wow.
On January 11th, 2007, he set off on his second attempt, this time fully prepared to deal with the intense temperatures and conditions that he'd be facing. Or at least, he thought he was. All of Andrew's adventurous predecessors who had attempted to cross the Tasman Sea had done so in elaborate, custom-built kayaks designed to withstand storms and freezing weather.
Hey, Michelle, great to have you.
Andrew wanted to make the journey in a standard kayak. Just one man, his simple vehicle, and the ocean. All he had to defend himself against the harsh elements was a removable, homemade, fiberglass capsule that sat on top of his cockpit. This capsule, which he named Casper, was fitted with an air-only ventilator and self-righting capabilities, meaning that should his kayak capsize in the middle of the night, which it almost certainly would in stormy conditions, it would automatically flip itself back upright.
Hey, Michelle, my project manager will take it.
For the first 2/3 of his voyage, that wasn't so much of a problem. During that time, Andrew regularly radioed in with his wife and son back in Australia and told them that he was doing very well, that weather conditions were good, and that he had enough supplies to make the journey. But as Andrew got closer to New Zealand, the conditions outside his kayak became much harder to deal with. 30-foot waves began slamming into his vessel day and night. And on February 9th, Andrew made a distress call in which he said, quote, "Do you copy? This is Kayak 1. Do you copy? Over.
Look at his nose and his lips,
I've got an emergency situation. I'm in a kayak about 30 kilometers from Milford Sound. I need a rescue. My kayak's sinking. Fell off into the sea and I'm going down." On February 12th, 1 month after setting off on his journey, Andrew's partly flooded kayak was found floating about 30 nautical miles from his final destination.
Wow,
But
guys.
both Andrew and his protective yellow dome were missing. Casper had failed him. The way it had been fitted meant that whenever Andrew's kayak capsized, it wouldn't self-roll back into an upright position. Instead, Andrew would have to crawl out of the kayak and perform a self-rescue by manually flipping his vessel. It's theorized that Casper must have become detached after being struck by a particularly strong wave. With no protection and no way to auto-flip the kayak, it was just a matter of time before the Tasman Sea claimed Andrew. A single memory stick was found inside Andrew's camera, which was still inside the kayak. Andrew had taken a number of photos documenting his entire journey.
Look at his nose and his lips.
The photos near the end of the stick shed light on just how dire Andrew's situation really was.
Right.
This was the final photo he took. To this day, Andrew's remains have never been found.
Whoa.
This.
That was a rough one, guys. Absolutely.
Is the last photo taken of Nicholas Mavoli, a freediver from Brooklyn who died while attempting to set an American world record at vertical blue. On November 15th, 2013, Nicholas took to the waters of Dean's Blue Hole, a 200-meter deep limestone pit in the Bahamas. He attempted to reach a depth of 96 meters on a single breath without the aid of any propulsion equipment or supplemental oxygen. At the 68-meter mark, he stopped and began swimming back up to the surface, but seemingly changed his mind and continued downwards. Everyone assumed he had just experienced a moment of panic and had now settled his nerves. But it soon became clear that something was very, very wrong with Nicholas.
Right.
He made it to a depth of 80 meters before quickly swimming back up again. When he surfaced, a photographer captured this picture of Nicholas, the last ever taken of him while he was still alive. And, judging by his facial expression, it's clear he realized the seriousness of his situation.
I think he ascended too fast, guys.
And likely even knew that his own death was imminent.
Yeah.
After spending 3 minutes and 38 seconds underwater without oxygen, Nicholas was now suffering from pulmonary edema, otherwise known as wet lung.
Yeah.
In this moment right here, he was literally drowning from the inside. Despite not being able to breathe, Nicholas flashed the OK sign with his fingers, something that has to be done in order for one's dive attempt to officially be recognized. But from the way Nick was acting, it was clear he was far from okay. He was having trouble communicating with the safety divers around him, and his eyes remained wide and terrified. Soon, blood began pouring from his mouth. He lost consciousness moments after this photo was taken, and despite the best efforts of the medics, Nicholas passed away right then and there.
Yeah,
he became the
absolute
first
shock.
athlete to die in an international free diving competition.
Wow. Guys, yeah, we definitely are most likely going to make this a habit again, right? I would like to actually start doing this on Wednesdays at around, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. I would definitely like to maintain this schedule for as long as I possibly can, right? Just so we can have something that we can all just do, right? But generally this type of content, or maybe a documentary or something similar to this, right? But I do like the concept of this, guys, absolutely. But all right, so I need to now, we're going to be ending the stream soon, for the main purpose of, I need to create content, guys, right? I need to, I have a couple more videos to do today, and hopefully those will be out in a couple hours. But I definitely appreciate every single one of you for stopping by. Right, great times here. Absolutely. Great times. All right, catch you guys later.